So hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You know what? I love doing these videos on my phone, but it's saying that I'm running out of space. I don't know. I just cleared it off. Anyways, happy Sunday. I just wanted to get on here and actually talk a little more, have like a casual talk. I like doing these videos, and plus it saves me time on the whole setup because if you know the whole lighting and all the setup, it's a whole thing and ain't nobody got time for that. Anyways, I wanted to do another video on the feminine approach, and I've been getting questions on why I decided to take a more feminine approach when it came to my life, when it came to my business, when it came to every aspect of my life. Because, like I've said in previous videos, I had got to a point where some things were working out in my favor. However, I wasn't feeling fulfilled. I didn't feel satisfied. I felt like I should, if that makes sense. Like I was burnt out. I was tired. I was exhausted. I was all of these things that did not leave me. Once I reached a goal, if I reached the goal, I didn't feel good. I didn't feel fulfilled. I didn't feel any of those things. So I knew that I had to change something. Something had to change. And so, what even led me to finding out about masculine energy and feminine energy is my time as a matchmaker and learning about relationships and the need for polarity when it came to relationships. And so, but I knew that when it came to relationship, but I never put two and two together when it came to just, being, operating. So today, this morning, and this is, a typical Sunday for me, I woke up and did some visualization. And in my visualization, I make it a point to feel how I want to feel. So masculine energy is more goal oriented, which there's nothing wrong with that. And I feel like it's healthy to have goals. But being more in your feminine energy, taking a more feminine approach, is more experiential. It's about the experience and how you feel. And so, knowing how you want to feel when you reach those goals or when you start manifesting things into your existence and how you want to feel, that is the difference. That is the feminine approach, is tapping into how you want to feel. Reaching the goal, you might get there, but if you're exhausted, depressed, and your relationship is falling apart and all of these things, then was it worth it? And so it's about the experience. It's about tapping into how you want to feel. And so when you're wanting to create the life of your dreams, I believe that we're really choosing what we want to experience. But when you want to choose that experience, it's about how you want to feel in that moment. How do you want to feel when you get there? And so, Sundays are really great for that. I think is to really think about what you want to accomplish, yes, during that week, but how do you want to feel too? How do you want to feel at the end of the week? What kind of feelings do you want to experience, and what kind of things do you want to experience? And so, goals, it's taking a more masculine approach is goal oriented, right? So it's about how much money you want to make, right? How much money you want to make, what kind of house, how big you want your house to be, how many rooms you want in your house, what else? Like metrics and goals and certain things you want to accomplish. However, taking a more feminine approach, there's my tired arm again, but I like it. It's cool. But taking a more feminine approach, it's how do you want to feel in that house? Okay? How do you want to feel when you meet that goal or you create that business that you always wanted to start? How do you want to feel in that business? It's not about just having the business, but how do you want to feel? So, knowing those things, because I can tell you from experience, I've met certain goals. I was very logical and in my head, in my masculine energy, and I would reach certain goals, but I was depressed. I reached the goal, I made it, but I was exhausted. You know, I did not feel good. And so, taking a more feminine approach is, really being in touch with your feelings and how you want to feel when you get there. It's not so much about how much profit you want to make in your business, but how does that business make you feel? And essentially, if you think about it, they kind of go hand in hand almost. I mean, it's all about how you look at it, really. Because if you think about it, if a successful business to you allows you time freedom and freedom to be at home with your kids, travel, and it gives you this feeling of freedom, happiness, and um, just being able to be yourself, and these kind of things, like the feeling behind it instead of like the metrics behind it. And so I think that it's important to really, like, and this is what I do each Sunday, is really like visualize how I want my week to look. How do I want to feel during this week? It's all in the feeling, because that's where you manifest from. It's the feeling that you get, right? So that's when things just come to you. And that's where that feminine energy is. It's an attractive, receptive energy. And so when you can get in touch with how you want to feel, things start showing up in your life. You're not in your head and saying, how can I make it happen? But you're in touch with, how do I want to feel? And things will start showing up in your existence that give you that feeling. It's so weird. Like, ever since I started taking a more feminine approach in my life, things just show up. I say I want to feel assisted. I want to feel valued. I want to feel, certain things, and things will just show up in my life that allow me to feel that way. And it's in the most beautiful way too. And that's the crazy thing. It's in the most beautiful way that I could not logically had thought about. So if I was in my head and my masculine energy and logically tried to strategize and try to make something happen, trying to force things, I could get there, but like I said, I might be exhausted. I might not feel good, because if your natural essence is feminine energy, you're not wired to operate that way. If that makes sense, you're not wired to operate that way. And that's what I say, I forget his name, but he wrote the book Men Are From Mars and Women Are from Venus. And that, if you read that book, he makes such great points, because being in relationships and having to deal with men, I understand we don't or people in their masculine energy, let me just say that we don't operate the same, we don't think the same, because that is more of their natural essence, and so they operate different. That's their way of being, versus my natural essence is more of a feminine energy, and my state of being and the way that I think and how I see the world is different, and that is totally okay. But it's about working with that energy, right? It's about working with your energy and being in the flow of life. And that's beautiful, right? Like, when you recognize who you are and what your essence is, and you can work with that and be in the flow of life, be like water, then things just come easy. And so it's just like if you go on YouTube and you look at someone and they're giving advice on how they brought in 10K a month for their business. And you might implement those same strategies in your life, but not see the same results, because that is their journey. That worked for them doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you. You can operate the same strategies, might not work out the same way. You might not feel the same way. And I think that's really, really important when it comes down to everything. It's how do you want to feel. You know, if you want to make it, you want to get to that point where you've created an amazing life, you created a amazing business, you created a beautiful home. How does that make you feel though? Because there's people that have done that and they don't feel good. Don't you want to feel good at the end of the day? And so it's like you have to really, and that's where it comes down to what is important to you. How do you want to feel? Not what anyone else says you should feel, not what anyone says you should do or how you should live your life or anything like that, but how do you want to feel at the end of the day? Because I know, for a long time I was like, I just want to be successful. I wanted to have a successful career, and I had a really great career. I worked for the federal government. I worked, corporate, in the corporate world, and I made good money. But I was so stressed out. I felt like, and I was a new mom at the time, I felt like I didn't get to spend much time with my kids, and that's not what I wanted. I was like, logically, I wanted this for my life, and I have it, but I don't feel good because I would come home stressed out, and and I left work and it still was on my mind. So I was at home with my kids still thinking about work and all sorts of stuff, and it was just like, I always used to say this, like, I did everything that I was supposed to do. And I used to say this all the time. I don't, because I was so frustrated with myself. I said, I did everything that I was supposed to do, but why am I not happy? Because it's all in the feeling. And so this is what I encourage you to do. If you feel like your approach is not working, that perhaps it's a matter of switching up that approach. Maybe you need a different approach to living your life and creating the life of your dreams. Choosing your outfit, as I say on my channel, glowing up. I say this all the time. There's two things that I feel like are so important in life. That's love, demonstrating love, experiencing love, and evolution. And we evolve as a collective, as a consciousness, as our own individual consciousness. How can we learn, and grow and be a better person, a better version of ourselves? And for me, stepping into my feminine version of myself was me really being on this path of evolution, glowing up as an empowered feminine, and really discovering who I am and how I really want to feel at the end of the day. It's not so much about logic and things, but how do I want to really feel? Like, I want to feel good. I want to feel fulfilled. I want to feel loved. I want to feel joy. I want to feel happiness. I want to feel abundant. I want to feel these things. I want to feel safe, free, all of these things. So it's so important to really take inventory of how you want to feel. And this is why I decided for myself that I needed to take more feminine approach, feminine approach to life. The masculine approach was not working for me. It works for some people, and that's fine. It wasn't working for me in my life, and I chose to take a more feminine approach. And I feel more myself. I feel more myself. So anyways, guys, happy Sunday. I just wanted to holler at you guys and That's it. I am just enjoying this cold day here in Colorado. And yeah. So, anyways, that is all. And oh, yes, I have a free, what is it? A free audio download on my website if you're interested on how to glow up as an empowered feminine. I share some of my story and why I made a decision to take a more feminine approach, glow up as an empowered feminine, and tap into my feminine power. And I share that in that audio. It's about 23 minutes long if you're interested in that. And it's under free stuff on my website. And also I'm starting to do one-on-one coaching and mentorship. It's I think that the biggest thing with wanting to commit to this kind of taking a more feminine approach is accountability and commitment. Every single day you have to make that commitment to yourself every single day. Repetition is key. It is, totally. So anyways, guys, that is all, and I will check you guys in the next video. Hey, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and my phone is about to cut off. Anyways, peace.